Right, without further ado, I'm going to cross you straight over to Sakina. She is now joined by the Mayor of Emfuleni to answer some more questions for us from today's broadcast. Sakina?
Well, thank you, Leanne, and welcome back to Emfuleni. And what an eventful morning it has been, battling the elements as well. But of course, we need the rains, but we need beneficial rains. And this is, of course, the catchment area where we hope those rains will fall. So much needed and much welcomed. But of course, we have bigger issues here in Emfuleni, which is what we are tracking. And the reason why we are actually focusing the spotlight on this municipality this morning. So we are right now in Vanderbijl Park, and we are joined by the executive mayor of this council, and that is Councillor Gift Moerane. Thanks so much for coming through. And as I said earlier, this particular municipality is under administration again. Practically for the second time in a spate of 2 years. So we are joined by Mr. Silas Zimu as well from the administrator's side, just to give us a perspective on what's happening here. So let's get straight into it. And thanks to the community members who've joined us as well. Executive Mayor, thanks so much for speaking to us here on Morning Live. And straight into it, it's dark. And this is, of course, one of the issues in your municipality, the intermittent electricity cuts. What's going on?
Let's actually say thank you again for visiting this area and also the residents from our community. We don't have electricity since 4 o'clock this morning. We had heavy rains that actually happened last night. However, we have a main station that supplies the towns. But due to the network that actually is no more sustainable, we have also linked in townships to that town substation. And currently is under construction, and because of the rain, definitely the team was disrupted because of what was happening. However, we are in the process of revamping all the 15 substations in the area. We have an infrastructure that is over 60 years old in this area. You look at Vereeniging itself, that was built in 1820. And now it's over 100 years with that kind of infrastructure that we have.
So what's happened with the infrastructure maintenance? Why hasn't that been done?
That's right. You are raising a very important thing. When we adopted the financial recovery plan in council, we agreed on 8 pillars. One of the pillars was on infrastructure development. When I arrived here, I therefore requested council to allow me to present a plan of intervention. Because in 2018, you'll remember, there was 139 that followed 154. However, the 139, the manner in which it was introduced in 2018 here, it was introduced without support. So this time, 2020, I then requested province to send a team of administrators. So next to me, I've got Mr. Zim, who is one of the administrators in charge of infrastructure, in charge of service delivery. Because we have realized that on our own as a municipality, there is no capability to do what we keep promising communities, that will fix the following things, will do this and that. So now that I've got a team of administrators for each department, he's in charge, he will explain, outline what I have here as point 7 of pillar 7 of the FRP on service delivery, infrastructure development. So he's responsible for that. He got now extra team that is arriving next week that will assist him to make sure that he does actually what he's expected to do. The team is here for 12 months to work with us to making sure that we comply with our constitutional obligation to provide basic services to the community.
So I hear what you're saying. However, that's a serious indictment on you and this municipality, because there are people who are getting paid to do certain jobs. So why should they get paid if the administrators have to come in and do those jobs?
Yes, I think you are correct. As I say, is the issue of capacity, capability, and demand versus capacity. The demand in this municipality has increased, is incrementally actually going up because of the population explosion in this municipality. We have people who come from all over the SADC region who are residing in this area. You look at how the shacks are actually the shanty towns are upstreaming in this.
It's not peculiar to Emfuleni.
Yes, but actually take it into consideration that when people are moving in looking for better life, when they come here, they come and expect services to the municipality. That has gone down from the budget of 6 billion rand to a budget of almost 4.6 billion. So which means it is so difficult for us to service a population that is almost towards 1 million people. But I know the stats of 20 or the previous census, they have not actually realized how the numbers have increased for us. We welcome people in this region, but in manner in which special planning is now being disrupted, it is also affecting service delivery.
All right, let's continue talking about that. We have to wrap this on Morning Live for the time being. We'll continue on the agenda. So let me hand it back to Leanne. Leanne, and of course, the spotlight on Emfuleni Municipality this morning. We'll continue this discussion, and of course, we'll try and play some of the rest of this particular discussion on the show tomorrow morning. But from us here in Emfuleni to Morning Live viewers, it's goodbye.
Right, Sakina, thanks very, very much. As you heard, this conversation continuing up next on the agenda.